Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're getting into something really fundamental for communication. Skills we think we have, but maybe we don't always use them effectively.
Absolutely. We're talking about listening and watching.
Exactly. And we're using some insights from WIE, Effective Business English, Listening and Watching by Doing Business in English as our guide.
A good starting point.
Our goal really is to unpack how genuinely absorbing information, with both your ears and your eyes, can actually transform how you interact with people.
It sounds basic, but the impact is huge.
Right. So, okay, let's just dive right in. First big question. Hearing versus listening. Is there actually a difference, or is it just semantics?
Oh, there's a massive difference. A really profound one, actually.
Okay. Tell me more.
Well, think about hearing. It's passive, right?
Yeah.
It's just the physical act of sound waves hitting your eardrum. Merriam-Webster defines it basically as perceiving sound. It happens whether you want it to or not, like data collection almost.
Right, like the background noise in a cafe, you hear it, but you're not necessarily listening to it.
Exactly. Listening, on the other hand, is active. It's a voluntary choice. You have to decide to do it.
Ah, okay, choice.
Yeah, it requires focus, real attention. The goal isn't just to perceive sound. It's to absorb meaning, understand the message, and maybe, eventually form a relevant response.
So attention is the key.
That's what neuroscientist Seth S. Horowitz argues. He says attention is the core differentiator between just hearing and actually listening. It's about where you direct your mental energy.
That makes sense. And it connects to something else, that quote by Stephen Covey.
Oh, the classic one, yeah.
Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply.
It's so true, isn't it? We're often just waiting for our turn to speak, formulating our own points in our head, instead of really truly absorbing what the other person is saying.
Guilty as charged sometimes. So if we do manage to listen with the intent to understand, what are the payoffs? What are the practical benefits for you, the listener?
Oh, the benefits are huge. Really significant.
Like what?
Well, for starters, better conflict resolution. If you actually understand where someone is coming from, you're way more likely to find common ground.
Okay, that's big.
Definitely. It also builds trust. When people feel genuinely heard, they trust you more. Simple as that. Plus, you make better decisions because you're gathering all the facts, not just the ones that confirm your existing ideas. You're getting the full picture.
So less bias in decision-making.
Potentially, yes. And it helps you be more present, just more engaged in the moment, in the conversation. When you stop mentally rehearsing your reply, you might actually hear something unexpected, gain a new perspective.
That reminds me of that Chinese proverb mentioned in the source. Something about listening being as powerful as talking.
Yeah, to listen well is as powerful a means of influence as to talk well. It flips the script on what influence means. It's not just about persuading with words, but also through understanding.
Okay, I'm sold on the why. Now the how. This is where it gets interesting, right? How do we actually become better listeners? What are some concrete tips?
Right, the practical stuff. First off, it starts with respect. Approaching the conversation wanting to understand their viewpoint.
Even if you disagree.
Especially if you disagree. It means consciously putting your own judgments on hold, at least temporarily. Questioning your own assumptions about what they mean.
That takes discipline.
It really does. And linked to that, maybe the most crucial piece of advice. Do not interrupt.
Ah, the interrupter. We all know one. Or maybe we are one.
We probably all are sometimes. But think about the speed difference. Our brains process information incredibly fast, like 800 words per minute.
Wow, 800.
Yeah, roughly. But we speak much slower, maybe 125 to 150 words per minute. So there's this huge gap where our mind can race ahead.
And fill the silence or jump in.
Exactly. But interrupting sends a clear message, even if unintended. My thoughts are more important than yours. It shuts down genuine communication.
Okay, so bite your tongue. What else?
Practice active listening. That means really concentrating, showing you're engaged, nodding, maybe leaning in slightly, but more importantly, asking clarifying questions.
Like what kind of questions?
Things like, so if I'm understanding correctly, you mean that? Or could you tell me a bit more about why you feel that way? It shows you're trying to grasp their meaning, not just waiting to talk.
Checking for understanding.
Precisely. And there's even research suggesting, in a business context, the most effective listeners actually speak only about 20% of the time.
20%? That's surprisingly low.
It is. And apparently about 16% of that is sharing opinions, and only 4% is asking questions. The other 80%, pure listening.
80% listening. That completely reframes what active participation in a meeting or conversation looks like. It's not about dominating the airtime.
Not at all. It's about absorbing, understanding, and contributing thoughtfully when you do speak.
Okay, so that's listening. But our topic is listening and watching. Let's shift focus a bit. How important is the watching part?
Equally important, I'd argue,
Yeah.
but often more underestimated, especially for learning and leadership.
Yeah, the source mentions Sir Alex Ferguson, the football manager, how he found value in stepping back.
Right. He said stepping back from the training pitch, just observing, allowed him to see the whole picture, not just the drills, but the players' moods, their habits, the team dynamics, things you miss when you're right in the thick of it.
So observation gives you a wider perspective.
Exactly. Effective leaders often intentionally watch more and talk less. It gives them that wider field of view. It helps them challenge their own assumptions, too, because they're taking in more raw data, including nonverbal cues.
Nonverbal cues, body language, facial expressions.
All of it. How people carry themselves, where they look, micro-expressions. Watching helps you interpret those signals, which often tell a different story than the words being spoken.
So it's about seeing beyond the surface. How can you, our listener, apply this? How can you become a more effective watcher?
Well, first, cultivate an openness to learn by watching. Assume there's always something new to notice if you just pay attention.
Okay, mindset shift. Be curious.
Yes. And be really aware of your own filters.
Yeah.
We all have them, right? Our past experiences, beliefs, biases, they shape how we perceive things.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Maybe you had a bad experience working with someone who was very quiet. So now, when you meet another quiet person, you might unconsciously filter their behavior through that negative lens, assuming they're disengaged or uncooperative, when maybe they're just naturally reserved or processing information differently.
So recognizing those filters is key. How do you manage them?
It's about conscious awareness. Asking yourself, is my past experience coloring how I'm seeing this person right now? Am I jumping to conclusions? It allows you to step back mentally and reevaluate.
Like Da Vinci stepping back from his painting.
Exactly like Da Vinci. He said you need distance to see the harmony and proportion, the overall composition. It's the same with observing people or situations. Step back, watch openly, and watch with purpose.
And pay attention to everything.
Everything. Not just what is said or done, but also what isn't said or done. The silences, the omissions, the hesitations, they can be just as revealing. Use all your senses. Really try to get a holistic understanding.
This all sounds great, but it gets way more complicated when you throw different cultures into the mix, doesn't it? Listening and watching across cultures must be a minefield.
Oh, absolutely. A huge minefield if you're not careful. What's considered normal or polite in one culture can be completely misinterpreted in another.
Like eye contact. That's a common example.
It's a perfect example. In many Western cultures, the US, UK, Australia, making direct, sustained eye contact while listening is seen as a sign of honesty, confidence, active engagement.
Right, you're taught to look people in the eye.
But in many other cultures, like Japan or in some parts of the Middle East and Africa, avoiding direct eye contact, especially with someone of higher status or a different gender, is actually a sign of respect. Sustained eye contact might feel aggressive or disrespectful.
Wow, okay, so the same behavior, completely opposite interpretation.
Exactly. And it's not just eye contact. Facial expressions, too.
How so?
Well, take a smile. In the West, it usually signals happiness or friendliness. But in some East Asian cultures, a smile might be used to mask embarrassment, discomfort, or even sadness. It's more about maintaining harmony.
So a smile doesn't always mean happy.
Not necessarily. Or think about Russia, where smiling too much at strangers or in formal situations can sometimes be seen as insincere or even foolish.
Okay, that's tricky. What about gestures?
Even simple head movements. We assume nodding means yes and shaking your head means no. But in places like Bulgaria, parts of Greece, and Albania, it's the opposite. Shaking the head side to side means yes, and nodding up and down means no.
No way, really?
Yes. Imagine the confusion in a negotiation if you don't know that.
Okay, my head is spinning a little. So with all these potential pitfalls, what's the practical takeaway for you, the listener, trying to navigate this?
The absolute key is empathy. Trying to see the world and the interaction from the other person's cultural perspective.
Easier said than done sometimes?
True. But you can start by doing a little homework. If you know you'll be interacting with people from a specific culture, do some basic research on their communication norms beforehand. It shows respect and can save a lot of misunderstanding.
Good advice. What else?
Use open-ended questions. Instead of "do you agree with the policy," which might force a simple yes or no that could be culturally influenced, try "how do you feel about the policy?" or "what are your thoughts on this approach?" It invites a more nuanced response.
Encouraging them to elaborate in their own way.
Exactly. And importantly, give non-native speakers a break. Communication styles vary. Directness varies. The use of politeness markers like please and thank you isn't universal in all contexts or languages when making requests. Don't jump to conclusions about someone being rude if their phrasing isn't what you expect. Assume good intent first.
Assume good intent. That's a great principle. So, wrapping this up, it feels like mastering communication isn't just about speaking eloquently. It's really about this deeper skill set, profoundly listening and observing.
Absolutely. Especially in our interconnected world where understanding these nuances across cultures is just critical.
It's about seeing and hearing what's really there, not just what you expect to see and hear.
Well put. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. The next time you're in a conversation, ask yourself, how consciously am I really listening to understand, not just to reply? And how carefully am I watching for those nonverbal cues, the things left unsaid?
What's one small intentional shift you could make today? Maybe it's pausing before you respond, or asking one more clarifying question, or just noticing the eye contact patterns.
Even a small shift, practiced consistently, can really deepen your insights and improve your connections. It's an ongoing practice.
A powerful reminder. Thanks for unpacking all that with us.
My pleasure. It's